Hey everyone, it's Alyssa from Planet Alyssa. Excuse the mess behind me, which is actually stuff from a rummage sale I went to today. So I'm going to have a haul video for you guys, so look for that soon. But in the meantime, I'm here with this week's What I Sold on Etsy video. Now, I did not meet my goal this week. It was a little bit better than last week. I sold just 9 items this week for a total of $150. So my goal is $200. I fell $50 short of that, but still happy with what I sold, and now I'm stocked up with new stuff to list, so I got to get busy. But yeah, in the meantime, here is what I sold this week. The prices that you see are just the price that the buyer paid for the item, so they don't include any shipping fees that were paid by the buyer and don't include any fees that I paid to Etsy or to purchase the item. But without further ado, here's everything I sold this week. So the first item that sold this week was this milk bottle, sold for $12, Reinert's Dairy, and it was a small bottle, I think like a pint-sized bottle. I picked this up at an auction in a lot with some other milk bottles last fall. This was an item where I did receive a conversation from the buyer who happened to have the last name Reiner, and he was one of the last, I guess, surviving members of the Reiner dairy dynasty, if you will, and so he was interested in picking up this little piece of family history. And I sold this item. This was a bank. I thought it was really cute when I picked it up, but I've had it for a long time, so I did mark it down half price, and it sold for $4. I originally had it priced at $8. This is Nobody's Perfect Savings Help. It's got these cute owls, one of whom happens to be hanging upside down from the tree. And I think I picked this up at a rummage sale, but honestly, I'm not entirely sure because it's been so long that I've had it. And this is a pair of mugs. Now they're different. They're different designs on each, but they were both designed by Louise Wood, and they're Gray's Terrier mugs. They were labeled. They're marked at the bottom. So I sold the set for $20, and I picked both of these up together. I think it was at a thrift store not too long ago. This is a vintage ashtray from Imperial Whiskey. It sold for $9. This is an ashtray that I picked up in a lot with a bunch of other ashtrays at an auction back in the spring. In fact, I made a follow-up video recently for that auction haul. So still selling stuff from that auction. And then I sold these vintage ladies eyeglasses frames for $50. Tura, I don't know how you pronounce it, T-U-R-A, was the maker on these frames, and they're like the big oversized 1980s style glasses. I really don't remember where I picked these ones up. These might have come from a thrift store. This was my only international sale of the week. This was a binoculars case. It's just the case only. It doesn't have any binoculars in it. It sold for $15. As you can see from this photo, it's a pretty worn and beat up case. But it was going off to England. I think the buyer ended up paying more in shipping for the item because it was only $15. And this is a vintage telephone timer. I just thought it was really cool. It's hard to tell from this, but it's actually, the timer and the little telephone thing is actually encased in like a big lucite block. This sold for $10. I picked it up not very long ago at a thrift store. For those of you that are younger and wondering what the heck is a telephone timer for, this was so you could like time your phone calls so you didn't go over your time limit and have to pay more money, because back in the day we used to pay by the minute, and long distance calls. I'm really dating myself here because nobody even knows what a long distance call is anymore, but long distance calls could get pretty expensive if you talk too much. And the last 2 items I sold actually went to the same buyer. They were both sets of book plates. Now this set is a set with like a rainbow on it there, very 1980s look to me. And then this other set has cats on it, and just really cute. They were both, these are not the self-stick kind, but the kind you have to like lick and stick or wet and stick. And they were made by Antioch, and I think they both had like about 40 book plates or so in the box. And each sold for $15. I picked these up at a thrift store. Thank you everyone for watching. I do put out these videos every week showing the different vintage items that I've sold in my Etsy shop, Planet Alyssa. And then when I'm able, try to get some other videos out on selling online, some haul videos, and and other helpful tips and such for you. So if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below, or subscribe to this channel. And I'll see you all again soon. Happy selling, everyone!